Let's get to some Choppin Wood. And I know Jake Rowe is probably going to talk about the Braves.
Actually, no, I didn't even know the season started tomorrow, to be honest with you. I'm a little sad, dude. I'm a little sad about the Braves. I don't even miss Dansby Swanson that much, but it's real crappy to go into a season with a shortstop like Orlando Arcia. That kind of breaks my heart a little.
Pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, super underwhelming. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not all that fired up about this Braves season just yet. It'll probably take me a couple weeks.
That means they're going to win the World Series. It's been way too long. They're on a drought. I'll chop wood about the Augusta National Women's Amateur event because there is a Georgia golfer right in the thick of it.
Are you stealing my non-Georgia football sports?
No, dude, this is the Georgia show. And last I checked, they play this tournament in Georgia. And Jenny Bay, right there at 3 under, just a few strokes back.
That's my Bay.
In contention. That's Bay.
Don't think you – I think that every time I get the Mike Mobley emails, man.
Well, I wish that Claude Felton wrote those because the subject would just say Bay. Yeah. And that would be an instant click for me. But Jenny Bay, Georgia golfer, she's got a shot to win at Augusta National. Not a lot of people have a chance to say that. They'll play at I believe they'll play how does it work? They play the first couple rounds at the other Augusta club, and then they will move to the final round at Augusta National. So
they play today, wins rounds 1 and 2 and I can't remember. It's not Augusta Country Club, but I can't remember the name of it. So they play rounds 1 and 2 there. So they'll be there again tomorrow. And then Friday, they will have an off day for a practice round at Augusta National.
Man, how sweet is that?
I know. All 70 of the participants in the field get to go there and do that. And then Saturday, the field is cut to 30 off of the first 2 rounds, 30 in ties for the final round at Augusta National before things kick into high gear with the Masters next week.
Jenny, a 68.83 average this past fall. So she was
7 birdies today.
Yeah, I mean, just crushing it. Also, Collins Hill Eagle, great. So, Choppin, what about that?
Yes, Champions Retreat. I see it in the comments.
Thank you, Palmer. All right, pass the baton.
I'll go next. Listen, I got a story coming tomorrow. Nazir Stackhouse spoke to us, or not to me. I wasn't there. Palmer was, because Palmer's the heart and soul of this website and this YouTube channel. Sorry, Wes. So Nazir Stackhouse speaks last night, and I thought he had a really fascinating comment on Jalen Carter. Ask about kind of, Georgia, the defensive line being different. He goes, well, he starts off with that stock answer, that not too much has changed. But then I thought it was a very self-aware thing of him to say that basically, and I'm churching this up a little bit. He's basically like, hey, Jalen's gone. We can't be a bunch of one-trick ponies now. We don't have a bunch of guys that can just be role players anymore. You got to have dudes that can do it all. You got to add elements to your game. And I think Nazir was probably talking about himself. I mean, listen, he's not a sack artist. He's not a big pass rusher. Jalen brought that. Jalen brought the 3-down impact there. So did Devontae Wyatt. Georgia's going to need to replace that. Georgia needs that next guy. Is it Barrett Alexander? From what I understand, the practice habits need to get better if that's going to happen with Barrett Alexander. Is it going to be Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins or Warren Brinson? Well, nobody knows at this point. But Georgia's defensive line is going to have to change. Some guys are going to have to round out their game if the Bulldogs are going to pick up where they left off. But I will say this. He did round it off into the Georgia way, which is stopping the run. And I do expect Georgia to once again have one of the nation's top run defenses. They got dudes up front. But times they are changing for Georgia's defensive line. And, Trey Scott, he's not wanting to put the saddle on a bunch of one-trick ponies. He needs more than that.
Amen. Palmer, what you got?
Yeah, I'll chop wood about the other interview from last night, and that was Arian Smith who is strong in his opinion that he is the fastest player on this team, maybe the fastest kid alive. People are saying
it's impossible to know for sure.
He's the fastest kid alive. He's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive. No, but I mean, I think this goes in line with what I've said about the wide receiver room in general. Is you look at that group and the speed that they've got, that they have built up I mean, you could run one hell of a 4x100 relay with Arian Smith, CJ Smith, Yazid Haynes, and Anthony Evans. Those four just in the wide receiver room. I mean, you're right there, Wes, that you've got guys at other positions that could run as well. But Georgia has some speed, and those guys are learning how to use that speed on the football field. They've got track speed, but they're trying to turn it into football speed. You know, and I think with a guy like Arian that's been around for as long as he has, you know, now going into his 4th season this year, you know, he understands that, and he's taking what he's learned and trying to continue, and he's continuing to learn, and he's relaying that along to those younger guys so that they can get underway in their development of that. He had some high praise for Yazid Haynes, said that, you know, he's already, you know, a crafty route runner, doesn't need to be coached up there, that he just needs to learn the plays. So I think if Arian Smith had a vote on most impactful for those freshmen, it would be Yazid Haynes. So Choppin Wood about Arian and the speedy wideouts.
Yeah, y'all go listen to that. We don't get to hear from Arian Smith too much, so
talks
definitely
about
a
as
great
fast
interview.
as he runs too.
Yep, fast runner, fast talker.
Ooh, he talks fast.
All right. Matthew C said I should be Choppin Wood about WrestleMania. I canceled my YouTube TV a couple weeks ago, so I haven't been tuned into the WWE. I wasn't watching all that much of it anyway. AEW was more my speed, and I'm still keeping up with that. But I'll be keeping up with the results from WrestleMania. What I am chopping wood about tonight, though, is all of this. There's been all this conjecture suddenly over the last couple of days on Twitter, it seems, about Georgia's schedule sucks this year. And I'm chopping wood about the fact that they're absolutely right. Georgia's schedule does suck this year. It's terrible. But that's not Georgia's doing, okay? They were supposed to play Oklahoma. That all got thrown out the window.
Kirby Smart's a chicken.
They're making do with what they got. And listen, if you're a Georgia fan, don't defend it. Who cares? Listen, sometimes you draw the good straw, and this is a great year for you to get it. The schedule sucks. If you're a season ticket holder, you're probably devastated. You probably wish the schedule was better. But Georgia has an easy schedule this year. There's not a lot of excuses as to why they can't do well, and I think it sets up beautifully for them to develop some of these new guys, bring a new quarterback along. It's tremendous. Who cares what other people think? Embrace your shitty schedule. That's what I say tonight.
Yes, embrace it. Give it a nice warm hug and hope that you have just enough adversity along the way to be ready for a postseason run. That's
Alabama's not playing the 85 Bears every year, okay? They're not. That's just not happening.
Nope.